15 love. Love.
Musetti only had the one match in Adelaide. Look at the de Minaur camp. Leighton Hewitt on the left there. Musetti lost last week in round number 1.
That's
the other side of the coin. Simone Tartarini is his main coach. They've been working together for quite some time, actually. They started working together when Lorenzo was 8 years old.
Let for service. Forty, 15.
Good start for Musetti.
First game.
On the board in the opening game.
Alex de Minaur to serve.
Well, Alex's great strength is his footwork, just quick from point A to point B, but all of those little adjusting steps needed around the ball.
About that one-handed backhand, mentioned about the work that the team has been doing just to build up that frame, to get that strength.
Well, the one-handed's fine when it's in that zone, sort of between hip and shoulder. The trouble for the one-handers is when it gets up above shoulder height. But Alex, he doesn't play with that trajectory. It's a fairly linear swing, so you know, it's not the kind of ball that where Musetti will have to worry about that, not as if he's playing Rafa's forehand. You know, that was the great problem for Roger Federer against Rafa. Rafa just got everything above Roger's backhand shoulder. There was a case in point where Alex did flip it up a little high, and you could see for the single-hander, that is really hard to deal with.
40-15.
You're just not strong up there.
$40-30. Let for service.
De Minaur
Minaur.
comes forward. It's 1 game all.
1 game all.
Nice work from De Minaur, both players pushing each other side to side.
Love 15.
You spoke about the temperatures, 20 degrees, but it's been a cloudy day and it's only going to get cooler from here. And the players had to work in that rally like it was a clay court. The conditions were heavy. You're going to have to work hard for your winners tonight.
Terrific from De Minaur. He covered it off beautifully. It's all about that movement at the net.
Love 30.
Well, at the net, I should say, you usually rely on reach, but Alex, he relies on foot speed because he's not the tallest of blokes, and you can see here a couple of quick steps and it carries him well past the point of contact, but that's the commitment that needed to be made there.
Fifteen 30.
Junior champion here, Lorenzo Musetti. Won in 2019. Was a #1 junior as well. This time he gets it done. 12 points for De Minaur.
15-14.
It's like a training drill at the moment. You look where Alex's court position. He's 3-4 feet inside the baseline, just completely controlling proceedings, and Musetti's having to react. There was only going to be one winner in that rally.
Yeah. A little bit extra on that forehand too. Just again forcing Musetti back in the court.
Not a bad player against a quick player.
30-14.
Going back in behind him, forcing Alex to turn prop. Playing a slower play, you'd always take the open court, get them running, but a fast player, not a bad play. Go back in behind them. Very static on return these days, Demon.
Well, it's 2 games to 1 in
Minaur
this
leads by
opening
2 games
set.
to 1.
Crowd in tonight, night number 2. They've come to see that man. I'm sure there's a few Italian supporters somewhere in the crowd. Not many. An early break for the 32nd seed.
Out. 15 love.
Musetti for depth of shot that time. Ball in the juice court, laying right on the baseline.
30 love.
And it set up this opportunity again to get forward.
Love.
This is what Alex does so well. He's so busy. He's so enthusiastic. He swarms players. There's not much of him. He's got a great court presence. And the way that he moves, the court just gets smaller and smaller as the match goes on.
It's incredibly hard for Musetti to try and get past De Minaur. I mentioned so quick around the court, chase absolutely everything down.
Well, there's nothing worse than your best shot coming back.
Yep.
Because then, of course, you'll extend, and that's when the errors start to flow. Nice backhand there, though, from Musetti. Well struck. It's an unusual forehand that De Minaur has in the modern game. It's extremely flat. There's enough topspin, obviously, for control, but it's a very old-school forehand that he has. And absolutely throws everything that he's got into the shot. That's how he creates his power. Takes it on the rise and launches himself.
De Minaur leads by 3 games to 1.
Just have a watch of his body weight. Look, he pretty much launches himself in the air.
As he should. Just send that message to Musetti. If you're going to put in that sort of part of the court, that's what's going to happen to it.
Demon is just attacking it, and he's not letting anything come to him. He's moving well laterally, which he always does, but he's cutting off all the angles, moving forward. He's played so many balls inside the baseline.
There's just no easing in. The first meeting between these two players, just a chance to get a sense of the conditions out here. De Minaur's played out here. Musetti, been playing out on back courts his career, get used to it, and also playing against a home player. Stop volley like that.
Maybe a little bit of frame involved, but he'll take it.
15-30.
I'll tell you, it's all part of it. The way he's playing at the moment deserves it, though.
Nice
Himself in that
approach.
position.
You can see there, just caught the top of the frame. Wasn't absolutely clean, but that was the result he was after. Nice approach. Didn't hit it too hard. Gave himself plenty of time to get to the net. Split his step. Look for the volley.
30 all. To 30.
Oh, it's brilliant from De Minaur in that corner of the court. Get it that deep. He is on fire at the moment.
Well, we've seen him launch when he's in control of the point. Here he's on the run, and just a flick of the arm at full stretch. Great control.
He said he's thinking, yep, I can keep controlling this point here. I'll get a short ball. Landed his shoelaces on the baseline. It's too good. Standing on the baseline again, De Minaur controlling the point. It's another break point.
Well, you talk about Musetti and the run that he had at the French and how well he played against Novak. So he's a clay courter. He likes to hit a dropping ball. Demon is taking everything on the rise. He's taking time away from the Italian. And when the ball is on the rise, it's got a lot of energy in it, and Demon's using that energy and redirecting it perfectly. Alex just sort of checking where he was in the court, but he definitely had to play the volley, and it was an extremely good slice from where Musetti was in the court. I can't quite believe he got away with it. A slice from this deep, it pays dividends, but it was well struck. Interesting there. Alex goes a little higher, flips it up with a bit of trajectory, gives him a bit of height on the forehand, which the clay courters love, and he looked a lot more dangerous there, didn't he, Musetti, than when it's coming through hard and fast and flat.
So well played again. Just turning that defence straight away into attack, and it's the depth of shot. Getting the job done for De Minaur.
Confident smash too, because this is not as easy as it looks. And the reason is players don't practice it a lot. It's not something that happens that often. So good confident smash there from Demon.
Advantage, Musetti. Game,
Well, Musetti, it was a struggle, but he gets through. So
De Minaur
De
leads
Minaur
by
with a
3
break of
games to
serve.
2.
It's 3 games to 2 now. Got to be precise if we're going to hit a drop shot on a hard court against Alex de Minaur.
La 15. All.
Now that's a return.
15-30.
So on this occasion, Musetti takes a chance, and it wasn't in till it dropped, was it? Hit from outside the tram lines.
Now that's difficult to hit as an overhead. Right on the baseline. Great control from de Minaur.
And great
30
control
all.
from Musetti to be able to loft it to that height and just to get it to land exactly maybe 5 or 6 centimetres inside the baseline, and brave smash from de Minaur. Good point all round. Good defence and great offence from the Australian.
Thought about coming in a little bit earlier in that rally. He stayed back, came in again.
40-30.
Great control from Musetti.
Use.
It's a classy shot right there. That's not easy to do. Once again, with the single hander, the balls are pretty high. Your body weight's moving forward, you're moving.
Talk about moving forward. Again, great control from de Minaur.
Advantage, de Minaur.
Well, I think he wanted to float this a little deeper, just didn't quite catch it. And Demon once again just swarming all over it.
Use.
It's an impressive backhand because when you hit a single-hander, it's got to really be in the strike zone. For single-handers, once it gets a bit out of the strike zone, it's hard to generate pace, but it doesn't seem to bother Musetti. He's got a very strong grip, a lot of wrist behind the racket. So even when he gets dragged wide on the backhand, he's still got something
Advantage,
to give.
Musetti.
He's got a break point here.
Plants that front foot. You can see the head's rock solid through impact, just lifts up at the end.
Use.
De Minaur getting the better of the longer rallies at the moment. 7-2 on the rallies that have gone 9 shots or more.
Advantage, Musetti. Use.
For a small guy who gets very front on very early in the service motion, Alex generates a lot of power. 193, nudging 200 kilometres an hour. 198 on that one that just missed.
Advantage, Musetti.
So once again, there's that strength from Musetti. He's in trouble here. So once again, pretty good scramble. And look at the strength there. That's not in his strike zone at all. He's not balanced. He's moving across the court, but he's got the strength to still find the opening.
See now he's settling into the contest. We're all square now in the opening set.
But you could see by his body language, there was a barrage at the start from De Minaur. He really came out very strongly, taking the ball very early and swarming his opponent. But Musetti, he wasn't flustered. He had his serve broken. But he's hung tough. He's defended when he had to and taken chances when they presented themselves. So it's a very, very mature start for the 19-year-old.
Beautifully, De Minaur.
15 love.
Just didn't have to be that good, did it? This particular shot here, but he charged the net, cut it a little too fine, just caught the tape. He was moving at speed too. I think he was half worried about following through into the net.
15 all.
Almost got to that anyway. You couldn't have placed it on the net better if you had walked in and just dropped it out of your hand.
30-15.
I'm going to say de Minaur got to this on the first bounce.
Yeah.
I think it was just a case of he just literally couldn't get his racket under the ball. Let's have a look here.
Yep.
Yeah, he got there. He's quick.
Sticking to his task nicely
40,
here,
15.
Musetti, settling into the conditions, the opponent. Can unleash that backhand
Game,
now.
Musetti.
Musetti
New ball,
holds,
please.
and we are on serve. It's 4-3 in the opening sets.
Musetti leads by 4.
Now, Alex is convinced
Love
that's gone
30.
long. He didn't play it. It was only when the call didn't come he tried to make an effort to hit it.
Well, the umpire was signalling that the ball was in. They've actually got a light on their chair that indicates it's red or green. It went green straight away.
That chair is like NASA ground control.
We saw it at the ATP Cup a couple of weeks ago. Musetti.
15-14.
Big improvisation, not just with his feet, but he actually had to change his grip. So that's a very uninhibited backhand down the line. So he sets up for the big Western forehand, but the ball spins awkwardly, and you can see the manipulation of the racket face. Didn't actually change the grip, just broke his wrist and found the right plane. Good skills.
So it's a break of serve for Musetti.
Musetti leads by 5-3.
He's tough, Musetti. He's just not making errors. 7 unforced errors. There was probably 3 or 4 of those happened in the first couple of games,
yep.
But since then he's been very sparing. He gets the racket on the ball, he's making a good fist of it.
chance to get the ball in the court. De Minaur just to force Musetti back. He's missed it.
15 all. Thirty, 15.
First real error is made for a while.
30 all.
See how far back in the court De Minaur is to try and defend that power from Musetti. He's got set point now.
It's the reverse of what we saw in the first 4 games, isn't it? The court position of Musetti has improved dramatically.
And that is the opening set going to Lorenzo Musetti.
6 games to 3.
45 minutes on court. He takes it 6 games to 3.
True. I mean, you have a look at the size of him at 19 years of age. The legs aren't exactly matchsticks, are they? He's built. He's big. So he can physically withstand the
15
barrage.
left.
And what you tend to get with the clay courters or the juniors that spend a lot of time on clay, they get very big sort of through the thighs and the hips because they really have to work. On clay, you have to generate your own pace, and they do it through ground force. It's like Dominic Thiem, Rafa. You know, you just think they're just built sort of through the torso and down through the hips and the thighs. And you know, excuse my French, but you know they basically get a big ass. They get really strong.
Yeah.
And Musetti, look at the size of him at 19 years of age. I mean, he's strong.
Yeah, we talked about his team going, right, pandemic, we're not playing. Right, let's get in the weight. Let's work on that strength.
But I think a lot of it is just the grinding on the clay.
Let for service.
You know, when you play on faster surfaces, you can kind of redirect pace with your hands. It's coming on quickly. You don't have to use your legs as much. We've seen Demon, you know, really strike the ball when he's airborne.
14-15.
It's also one of those things, the transition. This guy's been #1 junior in the world. There's no guarantee that you make that transition to the ATP ranks and have the same sort of ranking. You've got to do the hard yards, the hard work. You've got to build that body. De Minaur on the board first in the second.
De Minaur. Love 15.
When I watched Musetti, it looked like he got big, well-produced shots, and it looked like he's going to need a lot of time to do that. But when he's rushed, he can improvise. And that's the skill set that I'm talking about that's going to take him a long way, I think. The ability to adapt mid-point, mid-shot. You think about winning on all surfaces, it's a good skill to have.
Missed it.
When you're that close to the net, so this is a pretty good scramble by Alex, he gets this ball to drop just inside the service line. So you haven't got much room, and to hit it that hard was ambitious, just floating along.
All.
It was set up for him.
40,
Drill that up the
30.
line.
Game.
Good way to
Musetti.
finish that off. Evens things up in the second set.
1 game all.
Well, I haven't really seen him hit a pure volley, but he's got a lot of ways to win points, hasn't he? He's got the powerful first serve for either an ace or an unreturnable. He's got a damaging forehand, and then for a single-handed backhand, he can stripe that as well. So he's got plenty of offense, the Italian.
This time he gets there. He's been made to work hard to at the moment.
The shot, I mean,
15 love.
Alex has shown us he's pretty confident overhead, but if we see it we won't see it in replay, but it was the first little dig from Musetti that I found impressive, where he had a big forehand grip, was caught, and he played like a little underhand scoop just to start the defensive situation. But I really am impressed with his improvisation.
30 love.
Quite often players with extreme grips, they struggle with the subtleties, like the Federer block and the chip, but Musetti seems to have the ability with the hands, despite the extreme grips, to find the right racket plane.
15. 30 all.
Good control against the nets. Boy, how hard he's having to work for every single point right now.
40-30.
Probably has to go line here to have any chance of affecting a pass. Musetti. Pretty simple cut off there for de Minaur.
Game.
So,
De Minaur.
de Minaur gets the job done. He's on serve. It's 2-1 in the second set.
I think they're both
Let me
pretty
know,
resilient.
leads
I
by-
think the tennis is going to determine the outcome here. I've not seen Musetti play live before. I mean, I haven't travelled for 2 years because of COVID, but I've seen him on TV. But, you know, watching someone live, you always get to see another dimension.
That's a quality volley. Sublime from de Minaur.
Love 15.
Tony Roach is sitting in de Minaur's player box, and wouldn't he just love this? One of the great
Yes.
volleys of all time, and he's just witnessed a classic approach backhand volley. Tony Roach was acknowledged as having maybe one of the best backhand volleys ever. He was a lefty. He would have appreciated that.
Love 13.
Talk about that closing speed that de Minaur has. Said he trying something different. But look at that position on the court, way behind the baseline.
He executed it well. That was a good drop shot in the end, but he was just surprised by the speed of de Minaur. He thought he'd have a bit more time.
Love 14.
And you talk about momentum shifts. Obviously, Musetti pretty stoked to have won that first set. Give yourself, you sit down a change of ends, you give yourself a little pat on the back. You lose concentration just ever so slightly.
Whoa. Look out, umpire.
Game.
Bracket serve.
De Minaur.
It's 3-1 now in the second set for the Aussie.
De Minaur leads by 3 games to 1.
And that's the thing. Alex is just going to keep on coming. He'll just keep coming. And you talk about playing well for a long period of time, and that's what Musetti's going to have to do to beat de Minaur over 5 sets. I thought that winning predictor, that was a wild swing.
Yeah.
After 1 set. Is that a computer or is that a person?
I'm not sure exactly what calculations were thrown in there. It wasn't me.
15
Was that
love.
no, I'm just saying, was that an emotional decision or was that...
Suggesting the
I think an Italian made that decision.
the win predictor's Italian.
Really got excited quickly.
Yes.
30 love.
He went from being a 70-30 underdog to a 70-30 winner.
Front runner.
Twinkling of an eye.
Yeah. It was an impressive first set, but
Yeah, it was. It was a good
31%?
first set.
Maybe not. The swing.
40 love.
First set was really high quality, but here we are. Alex is hanging on. He's playing at the same level, and Musetti's just dropped a fraction. Yeah, it doesn't happen too often, 2 out of 3 on clay, but
yeah,
it doesn't happen. It takes a very, very good player to beat him on best of 5, whether that be Davis Cup or Roland Garros, of course, on clay.
Love 15.
Well, Rafa's just reached that rarefied air of playing at a very high level for a very long time. His dips are just minor. Whether that be throughout a match, throughout a week, a tournament, or throughout the year. He just operates at such a high level. So Musetti, you know, that was a big comeback in the first set, and he played extremely well, but he definitely had a little lapse in concentration, lost his serve to love, and here he is again down left 30. So good players will make you pay for the lapse.
Love 40.
Make you pay quickly. And this, again, we're hurtling through this second set now.
Well, Alex does play quickly too.
Yeah.
He's constant motion, always ready to play.
It's interesting, you talked earlier,
15,
you
14.
mentioned about de Minaur and the return of serve, and you said how he's quite static in terms of just standing there waiting for the ball and then just the split step into it.
Yep.
Interesting approach that he's got.
Yeah, he's gotten really motionless from here. He's not even necessarily on his toes.
30, 40.
It's a little bit unique.
Yeah,
The
sure is.
returning stance that he's developed.
Use.
Setting up the points so well.
Advantage, Musetti.
But he's sticking to his guns, isn't he, Alex? Because he was playing this style of tennis in the first set, got him off to a quick lead, and then he was hauled back in. But he's come out in the second set, and he's just, if it's there to hit, and if the opportunity arises, and I think that's the way he's got to play. I don't think he can get passive. And you'll make a few mistakes being adventurous, but that's okay. I think you've got to build on that philosophy.
game.
After it again, Musetti holds.
De Minaur leads by 4 games to 2.
Interesting, he's got Leighton in his camp,
Yep.
and Leighton's obviously Australia's Davis Cup captain, so he's had a good association with Alex through that competition, and there he is in the blue jacket and the white face mask. But Leighton was like Alex in that he played with a lot of heart and legs, and I just wonder, you know, it'd be interesting for Leighton. He was. Neckcord doing him no favours there, but Leighton was more conservative in his approach. He didn't like to make too many errors, and he just ground people down with his physicality. But I guess the game moves on too. It's a more powerful game now, so de Minaur obviously feels like he's got to win more points as opposed to wearing his opponents down with speed and physicality. So he plays a bigger game style.
Love 30.
Got this strange habit every now and then, Musetti, where he just plays a standard backhand in the middle of the rally and makes quite a noise to go with it.
Yep.
And then you won't hear it again for another 10, 15 shots. It's not a grunt, it's more a release.
Back points here for Musetti.
Love 40.
Oh, again doing the right thing, but Musetti already moving that direction. He was in a great position to play that backhand.
And for a junior watching, he looks at this and goes, that's the shot. But the previous forehand dig, where he stayed alive with the slice, was actually the key. It was the defensive shot prior that gave him that opportunity.
14.
And that's what's impressed me about Musetti tonight, is his ability to defend. One save. Cracking serve there, 180 out wide.
Oh, his shoes come off.
Hang on, what's the rule?
Should be a let. Lorenzo Musetti, but we'll talk about this one for a little while. De Minaur lost his shoe. He still played the point. He didn't win it, but there was no leg cord either.
So hang on.
Back on serve, it's 4-3, second set.
Well, I think playing in a sock on hardcore is potentially dangerous.
Yeah. Anyway, we move on. We're back on serve.
I've never seen it.
No, ever. Maybe there's no rule.
Maybe a shoe is like a fixture.
15 love.
It's not meant to move. No rule covering the shoe. We've got to find out.
We've got to look at this.
Yeah, we've got to work it out. If any viewers know what's going on, please tell us. We've been thrown. Just gives you an indication of the forces at play, doesn't it? That Alex actually comes out of his shoes when he's running. He's that quick. This is the replay. We believe. No, that's just Alex in motion. I was waiting for the shoe to come off.
Again. For De Minaur.
15-40.
Heat on that serve at 197.
De Minaur did so well just to get a racket on it. Got the ball to carry, but height of the bounce gave Musetti all sorts of options. Good scramble from De Minaur though. That'll could pay dividends later in the match, just getting his best serve back.
A bit too much on the forehand that time, De Minaur.
Yes. De Minaur.
He's been forced to use that defensive lob quite frequently, and that was probably the shortest of them all, but De Minaur has shown plenty of confidence overhead.
De Minaur leads by 5 games to 3.
It was actually a great drop shot. The hard court just gave him enough height with a bounce, and this idea was right. Missed wide, not long. Unusual. Just suggesting maybe he should have punched that ball cross court. Good wheels from De Minaur.
Love 15.
So this is where it would be interesting just to get inside Leighton's mind. You know, when he's being ultra aggressive and he just piles on a few more unforced errors. It's Leighton nodding there. Would he rather see something a bit more judicious? Just being a little bit more patient at this stage.
15 all.
Well, the pressure at the moment's working.
And I guess that's what I'm
30,
talking about.
15.
Probably just a more measured approach. Not sort of redlining it, not thinking about hitting a clean winner, but just good depth, good height, buying plenty of time to get to the net, split your step, and ask the question,
Let for service.
are you good enough to come up with a pass, as opposed to winning the point outright.
Well, you keep asking the question. Musetti coming up with something special there.
30 all. The impressive thing here is he's pretty much in the centre of the court, and the angle that he creates, he almost holds or follow through and just finds that angle almost inside the service line from the centre of the court. That's impressive.
Let for service.
Yeah, waiting nicely. De Minaur gives himself the set point.
40, 30.
Can't wait to see the win predictor after this set. It's like a tachometer on a Ferrari, that win predictor. It's
Let for service.
just vacillates wildly. See what we get.
Don't give away the secrets behind the curtain. Away we go. Third set.
Let for service.
Just go back to a bit of business arising while that set was going on. We mentioned that, and we saw the point where
Love 15.
De Minaur lost his shoe. I've been frantically searching the rule. I can't find the rule.
There's nothing, I've not encountered that in all my years.
So delicate. So how does Musetti respond now?
15 all.
Just dropped his level. De Minaur was on to him. He loses that set. How does he reset here? Well, that's an impossible angle.
We kind of half apologise there because I think it was an impossible angle.
30, 15.
Maybe a slight miss hit,
Slight.
but he'll take it. He's in trouble here. How do you create that sort of an angle? And there it is. Sorry, mate. Didn't mean it, but I'll take it.
30 all.
He's won 18 of 26 points at the net, de Minaur. It's a good tactic to play just to keep that pressure on Musetti to come up with that big shot each and every time. He might make the pass a couple of times along the way, but it's that sustained pressure.
That point about sustained pressure, players that yesteryear used to serve and volley and come to the net a lot, and they completely understood that you're going to lose your share of points, but what you're doing is you are applying pressure over time. Same principle really as a baseliner who just digs in and refuses to miss. You know, you're just building that pressure. So Demon, he understands that at times he'll get it wrong, but he's shown that if the ball is short and it's there to approach, he will.
Shown is that Musetti's going the lob. Musetti, he can hit the lob pretty well. That he's right underneath those overheads. He's making them more often than not.
Well, smashing is about 90% confidence, and Alex has shown us tonight there's no problem in that department.
Again, and it's the first real sign of frustration we're seeing from Musetti.
De Minaur.
Ball stayed low, he had to lift it. Just didn't quite cover it with enough spin, and pressure mounts, and there it is. It's low, just kind of caught the bottom of the frame, scooped it long. So Denver's gone from 70-30 to 30-70 to 70-30. I got to get the numbers and crunch them and find out how they come up with these.
I think Win Predictor will be leaving the building once this match is done. They'll have to talk to you outside. Because you talked about the start where de Minaur got off to that great start and Musetti was just absorbing, biding his time. Now we're just starting to see a little bit of, I mentioned that frustration in the previous game, but just walks around the court now.
Well, he was forced to do a lot of defending in the first set, and he did it really well, but over time, when you have to defend, and your opponent's coming at you again and again, and you don't have the time to play the game you want.
Within about a minute and a half.
De Minaur leads by 2 games to love.
Well, I think the real key for Musetti, and it's a lot easier said than done, because Alex does hit a fairly flat, sort of penetrating ball that stays low, and you feel like you're hitting up, but Musetti's got to think about either his weight of shot or his depth, because if he's dropping anything short, he's kind of inviting trouble. Alex is swooping on it, taking it on the rise, coming in. So Musetti's got to think about his first serve percentage. Approach. So Musetti did nothing wrong there. That's just too good. So you just have to take your hat off to de Minaur and say, well played. But I think for Musetti going forward, yeah, it's got to be three-quarter first serves, heavy. Don't worry too much about the bomb and then getting your first serve percentage, letting that drop too much. Heavy and play with some depth. He's just being rushed, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit like the pattern of the first set.
Love 13.
And the other thing you talked about right at the start of the match, Wally, confidence that's building again from de Minaur. And when he's playing like this, brings the crowd in, you can see he's really trying to rev them up.
He's playing fast too. He's quick between points. Musetti needs to take control of this match in the sense that
That's got long from Musetti.
yeah, goes out. Somehow you've got to control the court. The good players have a knack of
Love 14.
they're like conductors. They control proceedings, and Musetti's he's really being rushed here. Got to kind of slow things down, break this run of games against him.
Led for service.
Resetting things and taking
de Minaur leads
control.
by
It's
3
3
games to
love
none.
in the third.
Confidence, well, Demon's flying now. He's up 2 breaks here in this third set. But the good players, and certainly the great players, they find ways to break momentum, turn it back in their favour. Musetti is still young, 19 years of age, so give him another few
15
years.
love.
Just telling himself to wake up. It's a stat that we don't... But there's shot selection too, isn't there? I mean, he's in trouble there. He's well outside the alley and he just rifles it. So basically what he does, he has no time to recover. Have a look where he is here and he absolutely zings it. So 2 steps and the ball's past him.
Just as a general point though, I mean, you know, when you were playing, there was a lot more best of 5-set tennis. So as a younger player coming through, you had more exposure. Is it going to take these players a little bit longer just because there's fewer opportunities?
Well, I think the real key for most players was a lot of players got opportunity obviously through the slams, but through Davis Cup. Even in the lower zones, they play best of 5
de Minaur
sets.
leads by 4 games to love.
And it was 4 times a year where you'd get the opportunity to represent your country and be around 5-set tennis. Now it's just the slams.
And things like, you know, recall, I think it was the Olympics best of 5 sets for
Yeah.
a time as well. Now there were a
was.
few more there. Masters 1000s, the finals there.
Yep.
For 5 sets. 5 sets.
That's rarefied air, the Masters finals.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Not too many rookies get to that.
$15 love.
You'd probably say right now,
30
Musetti,
love.
he actually needs a little bit of help, doesn't he? He needs Alex just to come down a little bit off his high, give him a few unforced errors and a bit of breathing space.
team defensive and attack. He's just controlling things beautifully at the moment, de Minaur.
30-15.
Said he actually thought he had the point one with this one. He just, ball was behind him in the end.
He knows when to come in, Musetti, but he doesn't actually come in with enough conviction. It's a little bit like reconnaissance when he comes in. He's coming in and having a little look, hoping, I guess, for an easy put away. Even there on the half volley, it's... I mean, as I say, he knows when to come in, but yeah, it's just not quite aggressively enough. Because when you come in, you've got to kind of make a nuisance of yourself. Players got to be aware that you're coming. They've got to kind of feel you at the other end.
Oh, he ran all over that ball. Musetti didn't know which way to go. Another break point for 5 love.
30-40.
Well, the difference in class and the difference in ranking is starting to show, isn't it, as this match goes on.
Just went across the ball there. Try and play that as a forehand.
Well, he had absolutely no pace to work with. He
No.
had a very extreme grip, so he just completely smothered it with spin.
It's gone in the third set. De Minaur getting it done nicely. We're in the Rod Laver Arena, still plenty of fans getting around the place. Plenty of action still happening outside. Action happening inside for the Aussie fans here tonight. Their man serving now for the third set. Oh, it's just way too good.
15 love.
Musetti again coming to the net, trying to do the positive thing, but look at this.
I think when you've got that sort of height to work with the volley, you've got to go stick it into the open court. Maybe if the ball's below net height, you go back behind your opponent. And the drop shot now is being played out of frustration as opposed to from a position of strength where you've kind of worked the point to a stage where you've got your opponent on the back foot or deep in the court. So there's the coach of Musetti, and I think, like us, he'd probably be a bit perplexed as to what to do next.
Everything that de Minaur's doing right now is coming off, and you can see that Musetti just basically abandoned that point.
40 love.
Frustrated, he'd be annoyed.
Yeah, he just kept running. It was all or nothing. The forehand, it was actually beautifully struck, but de Minaur's got an answer for everything.
The 32nd seed has a 2-1 lead. How can Musetti respond?
He needs help from his opponent. He needs a dip in Alex de Minaur's form.
love 15.
The worrying thing was that his first serve percentage in that set, in the previous set, was not bad. He just couldn't get any free points.
All.
Just total control now for de Minaur.
15-13.
Well, just another, to back up what you were saying there about Musetti and his high percentage, for de Minaur across this match, he's put 88% of his returns back into play tonight.
So that static return position is working well for him.
Yeah.
He's reading the serve, he's balanced, he's finding the middle of the racket.
What's also saying is that for Musetti, he's only hit 2 aces.
15-14.
He's not getting any free points. Like next to no free points on his serve.
No, there's no relief. And then you see that forehand there. I mean, it was well struck just out, but he feels like now he's got to absolutely pepper the lines to get any advantage or to get a free point. And then it's kind of like, you know, playing Michael Chang of yesteryear. He's so quick, the court gets small. And that's actually what Musetti needs to get a bit of breathing space. He needs some unforced errors. But they've been few and far between too. Well, that was a good dig, wasn't it? Just a good chip played at the right speed just to drop below net height and create that awkward volley situation. De Minaur almost in two minds there. Didn't quite middle it. Does he stick it deep? Does he play the little angle drop shot? In the end, he did neither.
Is coming up.
Advantage.
Starting to set your favourite. He'll be back.
The ultra reactive win predictor. Well, that'll feel good, won't it?
Game.
It's been a while.
The slide.
New balls, please.
Musetti on the board first in the fourth.
15
But
love.
I mean, he's got to start to win his share of points. But the speed of de Minaur just makes you go for that little bit extra.
Love.
He does well to hit the ball that hard on serve, 191 Ks, because he gets pretty front on pretty early. Not a big shoulder turn. There's not much of him.
Wanted to come forward.
But if you're going to come in, I mean, benefit of the doubt, maybe he's going to try to hit a winner here. Maybe he thought Demon's going to cover the open court, I'll hit a winner. But if you're going to come in, don't hit it that hard. You have no time to prepare. Look where he is. He's a metre behind the service line. So I stick by my comment. He knows when to come in, he just doesn't know how to come in. We won't see that point in replay, but he did it again, Musetti. He actually hit a great approach and then moved laterally, as opposed to here. He's moving almost backwards to play the half volley. So rather than forward and across, it's almost like he doesn't trust himself.
Thank you. It's another changeover. Scoreboards, please.
Just getting a little bit excited there. They wanted to have a little bit of a party after.
It is impressive, isn't it, the on-court signage here.
Love.
Just given the way Alex is returning, you wonder if Musetti slows a few of these first serves down and just goes for something high and heavy. Change the shape of the return for de Minaur. Maybe try to get him to return a few things, a few serves above head height.
From that position, relatively speaking, didn't miss it by much. Good court to work with, but he had to be quick onto that.
The way he moved to that backhand and then just played that little knife cross court, I mean, that's sharp. And then the racket work too.
Love.
Just release a little bit of the tension if Musetti's able to hold to love here.
Boy, please.
And so Musetti does hold to love. He's on serve, willing himself along. It's 2-1 in the fourth.
15 love. Love. Thirty, 15.
Here's a little bit of an opportunity, a little window for Musetti.
30 all.
Around the longest rally that we've seen tonight. It's 20 shots. Longest rally tonight.
De Minaur just hasn't allowed that pattern to happen, has he? Been so aggressive.
A little bit of pressure against through.
2 games all.
When it has happened though, the 9+ shots, De Minaur has dominated there. 19-10 for the match.
As I say, if you kind of break his serve down into slow motion, it's hard to see where he gets all that power from. He gets quite front on, doesn't kind of really load up the legs. Not a big shoulder rotation.
Yeah. 15 love.
It's funny to watch someone play Alex. They've either got enough power to overwhelm him, and there's a few players in the world that can do that, obviously, or then there's the players like a Medvedev who don't sort of provide him with anything to work with. And just watching Musetti at times here tonight, he's not strong enough or powerful enough to hit through him. So does he have to employ a little bit more of that junk, just the slice back? And we've actually seen him hit a few slice forehands in the last couple of games. Just take a little pace off the ball and not give Alex the power that he wants to work with.
$15-30.
question. Plenty of opportunities to break in this match. The Australian, big one here.
There's the depth there that
30-40.
brought de Minaur undone, and that it's been few and far between, hasn't it? Where he's striked the ball that close to the line. I mean, that's risky in itself. That brought up the short reply, and that's almost what it takes.
Use.
I'm pretty sure, like we've seen time and time again, he's gotten there before the second bounce.
Oh, he got there, yep. He just couldn't. When you're moving that fast, it's actually hard to kind of get the racket work right. But he was on his back foot, but he sees it, and he definitely got there. Once again, he finds himself volleying
Advantage, de Minaur.
Well behind the service line. So the idea that he's going to come forward and swallow the volley is nicely played from Demon, but he hasn't judged it well once again, moving laterally. I think he's got to serve with a bit more variety on that first serve. He's going for heat. He doesn't have the rhythm. His best serves are coming back. He's over-serving.
De Minaur leads by 3 games to 2.
Break of serve in this fourth set.
15 love. $15 all. 30-15.
The modern player, the majority of them hit with a lot of spin, heavy through the air, hits the court and kicks. Alex, he almost shaves across the ball, and it's really flat, and it's almost a little inside out sometimes, particularly on that forehand wing. So it's a very penetrating sort of trajectory. It's really coming at you, it's staying in the air for a long time. Hits the ball deep, close to the baseline. Really hard to defend against.
Consolidates the break.
De Minaur leads by 4 games to 2.
A couple of games away from a spot in round number 2.
Love 15.
Well, he's had that toe taped, and now I think he's sort of, I'm not saying it's become an excuse, but it's become a focus of his frustration. The foot, and look, there's no doubt that jamming your foot into the, like a turf toe, if you like, where you're just constantly putting pressure on it, hitting the front of your shoe. It's not a great feeling. It's almost like he's turned his attention to the toe. I think his problem is more at the other end of the court.
Yeah, well, it's completely at the other end of the court. We can't sugarcoat that, because the way that his opponent is playing is allowing him into the match. It was a good start for Musetti after a slow start. That's a good count. So a slow start, pretty even. Stood the pressure. Got the first set going his way, and it's completely turned from there.
And I think too, you spoke about Musetti. He had time during COVID to really spend some good time off court in terms of his training, but you build your physicality up over years. It's like a young footballer comes in the country, comes into the big league, and they do a pre-season, they do another one. After year 4 or 5, you've got the complete athlete. And I think Musetti too, it's just become apparent he's not defended as well as he did at the start of this match.
Still down a break in the 4th set. The Aussie
De
getting the job done at 4-3 in the 4th. De Minaur with the break of serve at 4-3.
Gee, that's good, isn't it? It's not an easy shot. It's low. He's moving forward at pace. You've got to whip it up and get it to drop sharply. So have a look at this from De Minaur. It's not a bad slice. Stays really low, and being up 2 sets to 1 at a break, of course, helps, but it's a confident approach. Can we get a temperature check?
You can. Still sitting on 18.
Okay, hanging in there.
Not too far. up slightly too. Problem inside the arena tonight.
I mean, he was so upright. The odds of this going in are a little bit risky. He did make the contact though.
Led for service.
Just lent across.
Well, that's the risk of going to the forehand, isn't it? He had the luxury of the 40-15 advantage, but 2 first serves to the forehand, just not close enough to the line. And as you said, Musetti didn't have to move. And most of the modern day players are pretty good at standing and delivering on that forehand wing.
Difference in the 2 service games.
De Minaur.
De Minaur's got the free points. He's got enough free points on his serve. Keep him going. So for Musetti.
It's flat, it's direct, and it's just sliding away the whole time. Almost hits it from the outside in, shaves across it, racket head is delayed. Doesn't really cover it with any topspin whatsoever, just a real direct bullet. So he hits it that hard that once again he's unable to make the service square. And if you're gonna try to hit it that hard to hit a winner, don't come in behind it. Wait for the short reply and maybe come in on the next one.
Will be the next opponent for whoever wins this match. Bergerac having a win over Andres Seppi earlier tonight. Singles draw, but things have opened up a little bit. Casper Ruud withdrawing before his first match today. So now, 2 hours and 28
30,
minutes in.
40.
The 32nd set has a match point.
Please.
He hasn't had time to really play that shot much throughout the course of the last 2 sets. It was a real feature of his comeback. He trailed 3-1 in the first set. He used that backhand down the line really well. Just hasn't had the time or the space to execute.
Advantage, de Minaur.
Well, another chance to finish it off.